Shalom Israel, Most High in Christ bless. Officer Daniel here, and today we're going to go over a class titled, Will Black Women Disrespect a Black Messiah? Will Black Women Disrespect the Black Messiah? So, as y'all can see, I'm not so much touching on what we see occurring in today's world, but as we see those things, what manner of people we ought to be, right? So give me the first scripture, Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. And then as we dive into the class, you'll start to make sense of the title if you didn't already. Read that when you get it. Romans chapter 15 and read verse 4.
Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
So that was the mission. That was the mission of the enemy, to make sure that we're not informed on the things that were written aforetime. That's why the Lord put in the scriptures. Give me Isaiah chapter 46, read verse 9. We're going to read this over and over and over and over again. I know Christians may say, well, the Bible's outdated. Those are old things. And yes, you wouldn't believe it, but Christians do say this. We hear them say it on a daily basis. That's old. That's Old Testament. But God said the things that are written aforetime was written for our learning. Isaiah chapter 46 and 9.
Isaiah chapter 49 and verse 6.
I said 46 and 9? 46. Yeah, 46 and 9.
Isaiah chapter 46 and verse 9.
Yeah.
Remember the former things of old, for I am God and there is none else. I am God and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure.
So God says, remember the former things, because he already knows it. And he told us, he gave us the end from the beginning. Right here in the Bible. It's written. Give me another one, Deuteronomy 32 and 7, just to seal that point. Nail in the coffin. Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 7.
Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 7. Remember the days of old.
Do what?
Remember the days of old.
Come on.
Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee.
There you go. So we need these scriptures so we can walk the path through history from the beginning all the way till the end when Christ comes, right? A black Messiah. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to dive into a little bit of history, right? Give me the first picture. Matter of fact, first I want to go to Psalms chapter 2. We're going to dive into the cutting of the relationship between the black man and the black woman. Because we got to start from the beginning, like the scriptures say, to understand why it is the way it is today. Why is there so much disrespect when it comes to a black man and a black woman? Read Psalms chapter 2 and verse 1.
Psalm chapter 2 and verse 1.
I said Psalms. All right, go ahead. Read that.
Yes, sir. Psalm chapter 2 and verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, Let us break their bands asunder.
So when it says let us break their bands asunder, it's talking about break the nation of Israel. That is the counsel of the heathen or the enemies of God. That is their counsel. How can we break asunder the relationship between Judah and Ephraim, northern kingdom and southern kingdom? You understand? Husband and wife, brother and sister. That is always their counsel. Give me the first picture. This is an article, slave marriages in the U.S., right? So this is slavery. post-slavery, 1916, 1492. Right? Read that.
Slave marriages in the United States. Slave marriages in the United States were typically illegal before the American Civil War abolished slavery in the United States. Enslaved African Americans were legally considered chattel, and they were denied civil and political rights until the United States abolished slavery with the passage of the 13th Amendment to the United States Constitution. Both state and federal laws denied or rarely defined rights for enslaved people.
So during that time in 1619 and 1865, when we was emancipated, we didn't have no civil rights. They didn't acknowledge the marriage or unity between a man and a woman. We was considered cattle or animals or slaves. Right? Give me the second one. The second picture. Yeah. Read that.
Jumping the broom was a ceremony ritual conducted for an enslaved couple. The practices varied. In some cases, the broom was held about a foot off the ground and each partner jumped backward over the broom. Another practice was to have two brooms. Each partner jumped over a broom while holding hands. The ritual helped couples feel more married.
It said the ritual helped couples feel married. Why? Because this wasn't a custom that we followed. This was something that we made up in slavery because it was illegal for slaves to legally join together, legally get married. You understand? So the slaves made it up. Just like you'll see in some movies that you watch, like 12 Years a Slaves or Kunta Kinte, right? The Roots, thank you. Where they changed Kunta Kinte's name to Toby, right? Give me the Willie Lynch. This is the 1700s.
Both N-word females being without influence of the N-word male image. Frozen with a independent psychology will raise their offspring into reverse positions. The one with the female offspring will teach her to be like herself, independent and negotiable. We negotiate with her, through her, by her, negotiates her at will. The one with the N-word male offspring, she being frozen subconscious fear for his life, will raise him to be mentally dependent and weak, but physically strong.
So going through that process of slavery, not being able to marry, they were enforcing us to be separate. You had slave masters raping and robbing our households, right? And then them training the children up in such a manner as well. Matter of fact, give me that in Deuteronomy chapter 28. I just thought about it. I wanted to read it. I know I don't got a lot of time, but we're going to read it. Got to read the Bible, right? Deuteronomy chapter 28. Read verse 32 first.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
Read verse 41.
Verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them.
Go ahead.
For they shall go into captivity.
See, that's what that is. Our sons and daughters went into captivity and was taught, was forced to disassociate or disconnect from our customs, because marriage has always been a custom amongst the Israelites. Watch this. Read Deuteronomy chapter 28, read verse 30.
Verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
Read it again.
Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
So that's why they didn't even consider your marriage. They didn't even have no care for it. Why? Because the slave master slept with your wife one night, and then he gave her back to you the other night. There was no respect for our relationships. That's why you would see books called buck breaking, where they would demasculate the man in front of his family. That's what we had to go through during this time period in the 1619 through 1865. It probably continued a little bit after that too, right? And the 1700s, during the time of Willie Lynch. Go back to the Willie Lynch letter. Read on. Where we left off at, I think, is we negotiated with her.
We negotiate with her, through her, by her, negotiates her at will. The one with the N-word male offspring, she being frozen subconscious fear for his life, will raise him to be mentally dependent and weak, but physically strong. In other words, body over mind. Now, in a few years, when these two offsprings become fertile for early reproduction, we will mate and breed them and continue the cycle. That is good, sound, and long-range comprehensive planning.
There you go. The cycle continues. The training of the slave continues. Give me Psalms chapter 83. Psalms chapter 83. So that's us coming out of slavery. Watch this. I got a little bit more. Read Psalms chapter 83, and then right after this, I want those pictures, those images.
Verse 3, sir?
Yes, sir.
Psalm chapter 83 and verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Go read verse 2. I want to know who did it.
Verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
So who's the enemies according to God? Give me Nehemiah chapter 5. Who is the enemies? Because I know a Christian could be watching. Trying to jump in the comment section and all that. Whatever. It's the devil. It's Satan. No! It's who God say he is. Nehemiah chapter 5 and read verse 9.
Nehemiah chapter 5 and verse 9. Also I said, it is not good that ye do. Ought ye not to walk in the fear of our God because of the reproach of the heathen?
The who?
The heathen.
That's all other nations. That's what the heathen means. Go look up a definition. Read a dictionary. God, would you read a dictionary? Come on.
Of the reproach of the heathen, our enemies.
Our who?
Our enemies.
That's the enemies, according to God. Go back. Psalms 83. So God is talking about the heathen, the other nations, every nation outside of Israel. Come on.
Psalm chapter 83 and verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
What is the counsel that they have taken? Verse 4.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
So that's just a little of what we experience about Bible prophecy coming to pass. Just a little, not respecting the marriages, right? Of the enslaved, you understand? Then training the children up to do the exact same thing. Watch this. Give me the images of us coming out of slavery after the emancipation, right? After 1863. So this is how the black families look. Now I'm not advocating for the dang Edomite suit or whatever, and the curling, the perming of the hair, whatever you're doing. I don't know, but just compare this, and you can go through a couple more. I got a couple more of those images. You could compare this to what we have now. The black family that we have now. This was the steps of that indoctrination. Because hold on, don't move that picture. You can see this picture, right? Look at the back. It's a Christmas tree. That's the beginning stages of the crafty. Well, it's not the beginning, but it's going into the crafty counsel of taking these enslaved people and completely wiping them out, setting the man against the woman, Judah, northern kingdom against southern kingdom, Judah against Ephraim. That's the breaking asunder, breaking the bands of the brotherhood. Go ahead and then give me the last one and read that one.
Imagine
Cat brought this out on FCN. It's a good picture. I like it.
Imagine how much propaganda it took to convince women that this is oppressive.
That's what they have convinced women now. That a loving husband coming home from work and embracing his wife and children is oppression. Because she cooking. She at home cooking, and that is oppression. And that's what our sisters fall for the trick bag. They fell for the trick bag. Hey, play the video. This is a video by a brother named Dr. William Dion James. He wrote a book called Black Supremacy, right? I haven't read the book yet, but I like the clip. He was on Jesse Lee Peterson's show. Jesse Lee, you know, he likes to interview and stir up strife amongst brothers with different ideologies than he may have, right? But play that clip.
They're worse off today.
I took in a chapter in this book is called The Nuclear Black Family. In the early 1950s and 1960s, we at least had the nuclear black family where you had the black man, the black woman, and child. And the black man led the household. That's one of the key things that we had that allowed us to.
They're worse off.
So he said that at a certain period of time, we had a nucleus black family. And through the oppression, that has changed. We no longer have that family sight to see now. So children can look at a whole family, a father and a mother building together, loving one another, training them how to love their future husbands and wives. We don't have that in our society today. Only way you have that is if you're an Israelite. That's it. If you're not in an Israelite congregation, you don't see that solid family structure anymore. You understand? Because the mission by the enemy has succeeded in the black community. Give me this is another method. So after we endured being slaves, not being able to join together in marriage, being oppressed, raped, and robbed, right, through the 1600s all the way up to the 1900s, we also had to end, our sisters did. They also had to endure this. Give me the next screenshot. Feminism. The feminist movement. Read that.
The feminist movement is broadly divided into 4 waves. The first wave occurred in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, focusing on women's suffrage and legal rights. The second wave began in the 1960s, addressing broader social and cultural inequalities. The third wave emerged in the 1990s, responding to and building on the second wave. Finally, some argue that a fourth wave began in the 2010s, characterized by digital activism and intersectionality.
So that's just, it says it started in the 1900s. So right out of slavery, right out of, we couldn't join together in unity, we couldn't marry ourselves together, we couldn't keep God's commandments. You understand? Give me that in Hebrews. This is what they stopped us from doing. Hebrews, you should know what I want, man. 13.
Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled.
Come on.
But whoremongers and adulterers God will judge.
You think they didn't know that? You think they didn't know that God held marriage to a high esteem? You understand? So that's why they didn't allow us to do it in slavery. And then they caught our sisters coming right out of slavery in the 1900s. Let's hit them with feminism. Let's set them up. You understand? Give me the Wikipedia. The history of feminism. Scroll down. Let me see. Hold on. Let me look what I want. I don't want the whole thing. Scroll down. Oh, the waves. Give me the waves. Go up. Scroll up. Scroll up. Scroll up. No, up. Are you scrolling too fast? I can't see nothing. It's to the top. Let's say first wave. There you go, right there. First wave of feminism. Right. You scrolled away from it. Yeah, right there. There we go. Read that. First wave of feminism of the 19th and early 20th century.
First wave feminism of the 19th and early 20th centuries focused on overturning legal inequalities, particularly addressing issues of women's suffrage. Second wave feminism, 1960s to 1980s, broadened debate to include cultural inequalities, gender norms, and the role of women in society.
So the first wave, they said they were addressing women's suffering. They said, just like we showed in the picture that Cap pulled out on FCN, They said, well, the task that women had during the 1900s was oppressive. You understand? You being home, taking care of your kids, and making sure your husband has something to eat when he gets home after a long, hard day of work was oppressive. Second wave was now, okay, y'all can't say that we can't do certain things that you men can do. That's fact. You understand? What are you talking about? I could go to the gym and lift a certain weight that my wife can't. How you gonna tell me she could do everything I could do? That's fact. She can't. Go ahead, read on.
Third wave feminism, 1990s to 2000s, refers to diverse strains of feminist activity, seen by third wavers themselves both as a continuation of the second wave and as a response to its perceived failures. Fourth wave feminism, early 2010s to present, expands on the third wave's focus on intersectionality, emphasizing body positivity, trans inclusivity, and an open discourse about rape culture in the social media era.
So that's going into body shaming. That's going into over-sexualizing, right? You putting them, now they got all these video vixens. Y'all remember that period when it was just talking about video vixens and how they always had the same video vixens in every music video. And then stripper rap came out right after that. There was like, I saw videos. It's like, why are the video vixens getting paid less to do the exact same thing when they can just grab the mic and they twerk for their own video? It's crazy work. This world is crazy. You understand? That was it on that? Or did I have one more wave? Did we read the last wave? That was the fourth wave? All right, perfect. Give me no, hold on. Let's address the feminism because it's biblical. Go to Jeremiah chapter 31. Feminism. Feminism is in the Bible. Jeremiah chapter 31. And we're going to read 22.
Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth.
Come on.
A woman shall compass a man.
See that? So God prophesied that there was going to be a period in time where society was going to set up the black woman. Nobody cared about the white woman. She was irrelevant in the feminist movement. I'll tell you that right now. The white woman knows that her white counterpart is superior to her. The only one that's in the trick bag is the black woman. And I'm going to prove it. I got the proof. So you can't tell me I'm wrong, right? Because why you're saying, oh, well, why can't us women be empowered? Because that's not your place. Give me 1 Corinthians chapter 11. It's out of order according to God. Nobody's saying you can't go get a career. You can get a job. My wife got a job. What you talking about? You being an adult has nothing to do with you being a feminist and desiring to be over a man. I'm going to say it again just in case you didn't understand. You being an adult. An adult means you should have a job. You should have a career. You could go have a degree. You can go to school. That has nothing to do with you setting yourself up over men. You understand? That's called being an adult. Read that. 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and 3.
1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ. And the head of the woman is the man.
See, the head of the woman is who?
Is the man.
That's what God set up. That's what God established. That's the order right there. Y'all brothers all right. I'll tell you right now, y'all all right with me. We on a roll. That's what God set up. You understand? But he prophesied that role, that order would change. And we witnessed it. We're witnessing it. It's Bible prophecy becoming biblical history. And we're going through it. Give me the next video. Watch this. It's not, we got our sisters. Our sisters are aware that this is happening. So you can't just say, well, he's what is it? What do they say about men that talk about women? A misogynist, yes. Oh, he's a misogynist. All right, we'll get a sister to tell you. Give me the sister. Give me the sister. She say, hold on, read the title, man.
Black women have become paid government agents.
Y'all spies, man. Y'all are spies. I'll tell you right now, if your wife is a feminist, she's a spy. She worked for the enemy. Play the video.
The majority of Black women are not queens. You are paid government agents. You are empowered, but not in the way that you think. You teamed up with the government via government assistance, child support, legal violence, and they weaponized you against your own community and your own men. They sold you on being strong and independent, but really they just isolated you and set you up for further manipulation and failure. The system didn't free you. It actually programmed you to fight against your own, disrespect your men, and not respect your elders. You traded family for funding, and while you celebrate your freedom, your house just is slowly burning down, actually rapidly. Unfortunately, you're not raising children, you're actually programming them. Your daughters are repeating the same cycles as you, becoming baby mamas, involved in sugar daddy culture, whole culture, all of the above. And then your sons lack leadership, discipline, and self-control. So just no order at all, just all dysfunction, emotionality, and rage. You became the perfect weapon to inject the dysfunction right directly into your children, so they don't have to do it because you're doing it for them. But then you brag about your degrees and how you're the most educated and independent and strong and how you guys can take care of yourself, but your children can't read.
All right. She going in, man. Hey, that is and it's true. It is true for a lot of our sisters. You understand? That's why we need the scriptures. Because why? When an empire begins to allow women, and the enemy knows that, when the empire allows women to be in the forefront, it causes all manner of confusion. And that empire eventually decays or gets destroyed. You understand? And watch this. This is nothing new. You understand? Our people been doing this in time past. Go to Acts chapter 19. Acts 19 and read verse 24.
The book of Acts, chapter 19 and verse 24. For a certain man named Demetrius, a silversmith, which made silver shrines for Diana, brought no small gain unto the craftsmen, whom he called together with the workmen of like occupation, and said, Sirs, ye know that by this craft we have made our wealth. Moreover, ye see and hear that not alone at Ephesus, but almost throughout all Asia, this Paul hath persuaded and turned away much people.
So there was this smithman was in the city, and they made money off of making statues of Diana. Because why? She was some big thing during that time. You understand? Just like what we have, like you'll go and watch Wonder Woman. We got pictures of that. Just type in Wonder Woman or Diana. Her name is Diana, right? Or you got the Statue of Liberty. Understand? You got all them women on Avengers. I don't know none of their names, but whatever. You know, these are all the same traits of feminism. There you go. Feminism being pushed on our people today. Because who watches most of this stuff? Our people. You understand? Type in women in the Avengers. Just type in that. I remember seeing one screenshot where they had all the women in front, I guess in the last war or something like that. Yeah, there you go, right there. It's feminism. All of it. There you go. Feminism. It says feminism in indie, I guess indie movies. India. Okay, there you go. It's the same thing. Go back. Read it again.
Verse 26. Moreover, ye see and hear that not alone at Ephesus, but almost throughout all Asia, this Paul hath persuaded and turned away much people, saying that they be no gods which are made with hands.
So Paul was preaching in Ephesus that Diana was not a god. Just like we tell you today. Those are animated characters. You got women turned superheroes. They flipping 255-pound men, putting them on their back. Women can't do that. That's not reality. That is a movie, man. Come on, read.
So that not only this our craft is in danger to be set at naught, but also that the temple of the great goddess Diana should be despised.
Right. Read on.
And her magnificence should be destroyed, whom all Asia and the world worshipeth.
So the people in Ephesus said when they heard Paul preaching that Diana ain't no god, there's only one true God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they said this guy is preaching destruction to our goddess. Read on.
And when they heard these sayings, they were full of wrath and cried out, saying, Great is Diana of the Ephesians. And the whole city was filled with confusion. And having caught Gaius and Aristarchus...
No. Read verse 29 again.
Verse 28.
29.
Verse 29. And the whole city was filled with confusion.
It says, in the whole city, because of the cry out for Diana, it caused confusion. Not because of the act. I'm talking about because of the worshiping of Diana. It caused confusion. Why? Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 14. I know my time is ticking. I'm going to speed up. 1 Corinthians 14, read verse 34.
1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 34. Let your women keep silence in the churches.
Okay, what does that mean? That means that a woman is not authorized to teach at the head of the church. Talk about at the pulpit. You heard that, Christians? Your woman not supposed to be the pastor. Go ahead.
For it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law.
Right. So they're not supposed to teach men. They can teach women and children. Yeah, they teach them. You read that in Titus, right? Go to Revelation chapter 14. So in that sense, having this same spirit pushed on us now to our women, you got some brothers, this is the reaction, some brothers simp out, and they go along with the brothers and sisters that was in Ephesus. Great is Diana. You understand? Or you got some brothers that don't know how to deal with the disrespect from the black woman. So give me the one in Revelations. This is the simp brother. And then we get the other one.
Revelation chapter 14 and verse 4. Verse 4. These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins.
They are pure.
These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the firstfruits unto God and to the Lamb.
So God says you can't be defiled with these women, because in the latter days, a woman shall compass a man. The feminist spirit, the God-worshiping spirit of the woman would be in this place called Babylon the Great. You understand? And that will be another method, another tactic, another crafty counsel that they would use to destroy, to break the bands between Judah and Ephraim. Northern kingdom and southern kingdom. Wife and husband. You understand? That's what they would do. Because why? A strong nation is built off of strong families. A strong house. Give me the other video. The most dysfunctional thing coming out of the black community. Yeah. Look at that. Just hold on. Look at the picture. Remember we was looking at the picture coming out of slavery. Look at the picture today. These are the pictures that we have today. And this is nice. It's not nice. I'm just saying it's better than what we can. It's better. I can find a lot worse stuff. You understand? I can find a lot worse stuff coming out of the black community. That's what I'm saying. But this is bad. It's not nice. It's terrible. You got brothers little brothers. You got little children throwing up gang signs. You understand? Women with stuff all showing. Blonde hair. Play the clip. She got blonde hair, but she said something that got that sound like some sense.
That is coming out of the black community right now is the behavior of black women and the behavior of their children. Black women have dismantled the core of the community, which is family and structure and stability, and replaced it with chaos and control and confusion. And they don't want to build with black men, but have no problems aligning themselves with the government. Not only do they align themselves with the government, but they push all of the government's agendas, whether it's feminism, BLM, LGBTQ, welfare, whatever it is. If it's detrimental to the home, black women will be behind it.
That's what we read. That's what we read in the feminist movement Wikipedia article. One wave started with the oppressive state of the black women and the things that they were required to do in the house. The second wave was the arguing about the ability and job status of black women. The third wave was the introduction of transgender. You understand? This is what they use. They use that spirit to introduce other manners of sin, to add sin upon sin and push it to you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who are the Israelites. They use it to destroy you Israelites. And such, give me Ezekiel chapter 16, read verse 44. Because I'm not going to say, oh, we just talk about the black. Yes, we talk about the black woman. Right now, it's about the black woman. Right? Read that.
Ezekiel chapter 16 and verse 44. Behold, everyone that useth proverbs shall use this proverb against thee, saying, as is the mother, so is her daughter.
Give me the video. Give me the video. It says, God says, as the mother is, so will the daughter be. Watch this. Play it. This is why we have clips like this on social media. Play it.
Real quick, right? Pay close attention to.
Supposed to be a little princess. She's in a music video. And you know who driving? I guarantee you I know who's driving. I don't want me to tell you. I don't know. 9 times out of 10, though, it's who the topic is addressed. I put my money. That's what I'm betting on. I don't know who's driving, but I'm putting my money on that. I'm telling you right now. You understand? So God says, as is the mother, so is the daughter. This is what we are training our children up to do coming out of slavery. You have lost your protection. You have lost your hedge. You understand? And this is the craftiness that you are falling for now. And these women, I mean, these women that's training up these kids, our young our young daughters, they grow up to be like this. Next video. These are the women. These are the women that are creating these types of women.
It's been 30 days we've been married. You haven't changed nothing into my name. You haven't put the house in my name. You haven't put the insurance in my name. And then you got like everybody else is on as a beneficiary.
I can't.
No, you cannot be sick. What you just say? You got both of them. What you just say? Say that.
Look at the hand movement, the neck going sideways, the wig about to fall off.
This is who I married. This is who I married 30 days ago. This is who I married 30 days ago.
What's really taking you so long? Like 30 whole days, Deshaun. 30 whole days, and you still haven't put me on nothing? Like nothing.
It takes time to do all
that.
It's
right? Like you're not even taking this marriage serious. You
taking it too serious right now.
It's like you still attaching
hey,
your
do you,
like a little mama
look, check me out. Little mama boy.
Little mama's boy.
Do you love me or you love the money? Which one what are you here for? What are you here for?
Right.
Listen, like I said,
what you on TikTok or something? What you on?
I'm not interested in
and look what's in her hand, y'all.
Talking about right now.
He asked her, are you on TikTok? This is our women are being trained by the beast, by the serpent. Give me that in Revelations. I just thought about this one. Read Revelations chapter 12 and verse 14.
Revelation chapter 12 and verse 14.
Uh-huh.
And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place.
The wings of a great eagle. Remember the nation that put us in slavery. His symbol was an eagle. Go ahead.
Where she is nourished for a time and times and half a time.
Nourish goes into Deuteronomy 28. And your desire shall be to him in the want of all things. For clothes, food, and the want of all things. You understand? That's the nourishment. Read on.
From the face of the serpent, and the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood.
Hold on, where you at?
Verse 15 now, sir.
You skip. Read the ending of 14 again.
14, where she is nourished for a time and times and half a time.
350 years.
From the face of the serpent.
By the serpent, by the devil. Go ahead.
And the serpent cast out of his mouth.
Read verse 9 so we know what a serpent is.
Verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out.
A dragon is a serpent. Read on.
That old serpent called the devil.
Call who?
The devil.
Read.
And Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
That's who the serpent is. The devil and Satan, who deceiveth the whole world. Who deceived the whole world? Who told the whole world that he was Jesus, that he was God? Who did that? The devil, Satan, serpent, that nourished us for 350 years. I'm going to say times and half at times. No, it says for a time and times and half a time. Read verse 15.
Verse 15, and the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
See that? It says, and the serpent cast out water out of his mouth as a flood. Water represents understanding, wisdom, well, his wisdom, worldly wisdom. You understand? The things that God gave him to deceive the world, his media, you understand? His politics, his religion. He cast that out at the woman. Who's the woman? Israel. Read on.
That he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth.
Get Hebrews 13. I'll get a precept on that. Hebrews chapter 13 and read verse, I think it's 9.
The book of Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 9. Be not carried about with diverse and strange doctrines.
There you go. They say, be not carried away with doctrine. That's what the serpent cast at the woman. His ideology, his belief, his media. Where do you think is taught Christianity 24/7, 7 days a week, 365? BET. BET, all you see is Tyler Perry skits and all black Christian media outlet. And all black people watch it. And then they watch BET or they watch an episode of Tyler Perry and think that they prophets now. Think that they could teach the Bible. It's amazing. We hear them all the time. That'd be like, bro, that's not in the Bible. Go back. Revelations. What time is it? Okay. I got you. I got 6 minutes. All right, come on. Read that.
Revelation chapter 12 and verse 15. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
Read verse 17.
Verse 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed.
How did he make war? Through what we was going through. Through feminism. Through the making it illegal for you to get married during slavery. You wasn't even considered a person. You're still not considered a person in his eyes. Right? What else did we mention? The destroying of the black family, putting the man out of the house. You understand? Setting the woman up against the man. Now the woman, the black woman, only needs a black man for finances, for money, to take care of her. She don't actually love him. You understand? He just there. He there for support. That's why a majority of the women now, they say, what do you bring? What do you offer? I want you got to have 6 figures. What is it? 6 figures, 6 feet, and 6 something. 6 pack? That's what it is? I don't know. That's 666. Satan. That's what they asking for. They asking for Satan. Give me the next video, man. I got 2 more. Come on, make it quick. Play that.
On white people's floors. And you know, I'm going to say this out loud. Jesus, who is most black women's husband.
There you go. And when she talk, hold on, stop. She talking about the black Jesus. She talking about that Jesus right there. That's why the black woman don't respect the black man that she sleep next to every night. Because she respect him. She respect that Jesus right there. Play it again, man. Some good stuff.
Who is most black women's husband? Y'all better come with me here.
Say that again.
I'm here.
Jesus is most black women's husbands. You see, they did a number on us. We are a conquered race. They put the black man out of the house in order for the black mother to get welfare. The man couldn't be in the house. He had to be working. Of course, they wouldn't give him a job. Y'all better come with me. We come from some shit.
You hear it?
These women.
You hear it? That's it. It say, sister, y'all have something that y'all have to work on as y'all see these days wind down. That spirit, that Eve spirit is still in you, and you have to fix it. And this is how we know it's in you. Give me the last video. Give me the last video. This is how we know it's still in you. Play that.
You putting first your son, your father, or your husband?
My son.
These millennials, y'all.
First, my father, then my husband.
My son, and then my daddy, and then my husband.
My son. And then who? My father, then my husband. Why the husband last? Let me know something. Because regardless, if me and him together or not, my daddy and my son
or not. She don't even care if he there. She said if he there or not, who cares? You could be there, you could go, you could pick up your stuff and leave. What is Beyonce? To the left, to the left. You understand? This is what our sisters have been indoctrinated. This is the millennials, y'all. This is what came after every single thing we just went over from slavery. This is what we got now. This is what we got to work with. We need to get these sisters to repentance before the black Messiah returns. Come on, play it.
Yeah, so fuck it.
Just fuck it.
Son, husband. Oh, my son, my husband, then my dad.
My son, my father, my husband, yeah.
Okay, why y'all put husband last? Let me know something.
I love my daddy and I love my son. I can't.
I birthed my son. Why wouldn't he be first? And my daddy, like, that's my daddy. Come on. You my husband. Husband, son, father.
There you go.
I feel like if I get married.
Turn it off. The last sister got it right. Right? Because you're going to be there. You better put some respect. Give me Matthew 19:5. Put some respect on it, man. Talk about he going to be there if he going to be there. That's why a lot of sisters end up single mothers. Because that's how they feel about that black man that's with them. Single mothers. Matthew 19:5.
Matthew chapter 19 and verse 5. And said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh.
That's who God says. Leave your father and your mother alone. Nobody's telling you that if you love your husband, you're not supposed to love your mother and your father. You understand? But it's you. If you're dealing with a righteous husband, and then you got a righteous father, you go to your father about your husband. Who do you think your father going to tell you to go talk to? You better go talk to your husband. That's what he going to tell you. That's what the Bible say, Matthew 18. Come on, man. All right. So, wind it down. It says, give me the class title again. It says, give me the thumbnail. Will a black woman disrespect a black, it said, will black women disrespect a black Messiah? You understand? And there's going to be a day and time when all women are looking for a black man. Go to Google. I was going to look for this earlier, but I didn't get a chance to add it. And just type in U.S. versus Iran. Just type in that. U.S. versus Iran. There you go. It's thousands and thousands of articles so you sisters can know the time that we are in. It's war. That's what time it is. It's time for war. These nations are preparing and gearing up for war. There's thousands of articles on it. Our bishops and our deacons been going over this for years, and the captains been going over this for years. And in that day, you are going to need a black man. Give me Isaiah chapter 32 and read verse 2. Isaiah chapter 32 verse 2, and then I got Isaiah 13, and I'm done.
Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 2. And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land.
God says you're going to need a black man. He's going to be a protection, a hiding place. 13 and 4. Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 4.
Yes, sir. Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle.
That's what we're reading here. God is mustering this war. The World War III. The war with nukes. He's mustering it. Read on.
They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land.
Read 9.
Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
Verse 12.
I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
Read.
Even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
So God says in that day, you're going to look for that man of gold. You understand that? So I've been Officer Daniel. This has been your class. Will a black woman disrespect a black Messiah? Shalom.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word, his word, his word, his word.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.